How do you say building in your language? In I say ho. In Chi, it's dine. In Dagbani, it's yili. In Ga, I need to know. All right? Cho is wood. Chu is building. Building. I was just thinking about that building, but we'll talk about that later. We're going to talk about water now. All right? Today is World Water Day, and this conversation will intrigue you. It has to do with kidneys. What's the link? You'll find out pretty soon. What does it mean when they say you have kidney disease? How many people have kidney problems in this country? And how is it linked to diet as well and nutrition? Today we're talking about dealing with kidney disease, and my guest is Fawzia Baidu, dietitian, who's sitting here to enlighten us on how to manage our kidney problems. Fawzia, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
It's really good to have you.
Same here.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Awesome. Gearing up for the fasting?
Yeah.
When does it start?
Tomorrow.
Soon. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay. So hopefully you sight the moon today and
Yeah.
then boom, you start.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish you all the best for Ramadan.
Thank you.
Talk to us about the role of the kidney in the body.
Okay. So, just as March is set aside to celebrate kidney cancer awareness, it's very important that we speak about our kidneys. They are very vital organs in the body, just as we have our heart. There are so many roles that the kidneys perform. So each individual is blessed or born with two kidneys, one on the right, one on the left, and it's located just beneath the rib cage.
Where's my rib cage?
So,
It's there behind. Hey, I was going here. Coffee. Go ahead.
yes.
Rib
So
cage,
each individual is born with two kidneys.
Can I feel my kidneys?
No.
No.
You can't feel that unless, of course, you have kidney stones. Then you begin to experience intense pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the kidneys are responsible for filtering waste from our bodies in the blood. Okay, so they filter the waste and they also excrete excess water. And then they also help to maintain electrolyte balance.
Okay. What is electrolyte balance?
So we have certain minerals in the body. We have sodium, we have potassium, we have phosphorus. So there needs to be a balance between these minerals in the body.
Okay.
So the kidney's role is to help regulate or maintain the balance of these minerals in the body.
It's like it's working in a lab or something, chemistry lab.
Yes, so
organizing.
just as we have Zoom Lion
Okay.
as the waste management company,
all right.
that's the work that the kidneys
do,
does.
okay.
Yes, and it also helps to it produces vitamin D that helps regulate or promote strong, healthy bones.
Is that what we get from the sun? Vitamin D?
Yeah, we get vitamin
Okay.
D from the sun. So these are some of the functions that the kidneys perform in the body. Now, kidney disease is the 10th leading cause of death in the world.
Wow. 10th.
Yes. And according to WHO data for 2020, in Ghana alone, we had 4,161 deaths as a result of kidney disease.
In a year?
Yes.
Ooh.
So that's scary.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Now, there are two forms. So we have the acute kidney injury, then we have the chronic kidney disease. When you have the acute kidney injury, usually it's as a result of not having enough blood flow to the kidneys, okay? And it's also as a result of urine being stuck. So after the kidneys performs this role of filtering the blood and excreting the excess fluids in the body through the urine. If the urine doesn't come out and is stuck in the kidneys, it can cause the acute kidney injury.
That must be very painful.
Yeah.
You have an urge to
sometimes
urinate, but you can't urinate.
Yes. So
Wow.
they happen when you. So it's important that as human beings we drink a lot of water. Okay. So if you are dehydrated and your muscle tissue breaks down, then it sends too much protein into your bloodstream. Now, whatever food that we eat, be it in the sense of the protein, whether it's the animal protein, for example, we get what we call, so the kidneys release what we call, the muscles release what we call creatine. So the creatine helps with the breakdown of the protein. and it's excreted in the form of creatinine. After the whole process of breaking down the protein, the waste comes out in the form of creatinine. So sometimes when your muscle tissue breaks down too much protein, then it can lead to the acute kidney injury. Or for some women during pregnancy, they experience some complications such as eclampsia or preeclampsia. It can cause acute kidney injury. Or when someone goes into shock as a result of having a severe infection called sepsis. So those can present, or those can lead to acute kidney injury. The good thing with acute kidney injury is that it can be treated. It's curable. But when it's left untreated and it advances or progresses to the chronic kidney disease, then that one, there's nothing that can be done about it. It's irreversible. And with the chronic kidney disease, usually it lasts at least from 3 months up to years. So it can be lifelong. And mostly with kidney disease, it doesn't present with symptoms in the beginning.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, how do you know?
Unless you've lost up to 90% of your kidney function before you begin to see some signs and symptoms.
Wow.
Yes.
So they are quite strong. They can
Yes.
keep working at 50%.
Yes. And even with the chronic kidney disease, we have them in stages. So if it's in the early stages, the kidneys will be able to perform their function normally, but it won't be as a healthy kidney. So we have the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, up to the last stage, which is stage 5. That's when it reaches to that stage, we call it the end stage renal disease. So at that point, it's either you're on dialysis, and it's just a temporal thing. The dialysis is not a permanent solution. So it's either dialysis or renal transplant, or what we call the kidney transplant. And we all know that in Ghana here, if you are on the kidney transplant list, it can take even sometimes years.
People have been on the list for how long? How do you know? How long do you know that people have been on that
In
list?
our part of the world, kidney transplants are not done very quickly or easily as compared to the developed countries, because most people have the notion that if I donate one of my kidneys, then maybe I may not be able to survive it. So there are so many factors that goes into it. One, the donor should be compatible with you. So if you and the donor are not compatible, definitely the person can't donate.
It must be a match and you can test.
So, and there are so many labs and tests that are done before finally the transplant is done. And we know how dialysis also is in our part of the world. Dialysis is expensive. For the normal or average Ghanaian, they wouldn't be able to afford that, because with dialysis, now the kidneys are impaired. They are not able to do their work very well, so they need aid. So you'd have to go. So the dialysis machine, your blood is run through the machine to filter the waste, and you would have to do that at least twice in a week.
What's the going rate now?
As at the last time I checked, I think it was not less than 1,000 cedis per session. So
Lord
if you are
have
going
mercy.
twice in a week, that's 2,000.
2K.
By 4 weeks, that's
8K a
8,000.
month.
And how much does the average Ghanaian earn?
Wow.
So that should tell you how scary or how complicated and serious the kidney disease
I think
is.
it even goes up with the exchange rate, because it wasn't 1,000 a session before.
Yeah, now
It was
it's
like
more than
300.
that.
It's going with the dollar.
Yeah, so the cheapest you can get is 1,000 cedis.
1,000 cedis.
Yes,
Cash
ma'am.
down.
Cash down.
Wow.
So, yes.
Yeah,
so-
it's a serious thing we're talking
yes.
about today. Yeah.
We have certain conditions that also cause the kidney disease. So for one, high blood pressure, or what we call hypertension. The hypertension and then the heart and then the kidneys go hand in hand. They perform their function concurrently. So there's a vein that connects to the heart. So if your blood pressure is not well managed or it's not under control, then with time it's going to affect the functioning of your kidneys. Then the second one has to do with so even with the hypertension, if it's not managed, it causes a lot of wear and tear to the vein and the kidneys. So we need to be very mindful of that. And then the second one has to do with diabetes. So if your sugars are not stable or they are not normalized and they are always shooting up or they are fluctuating with time, it can lead you to get or suffer from kidney disease.
It's a lot that you have to think about as far as your kidneys are concerned. I'm really grateful that you're here today to talk about this.
Yeah.
Now let's kind of connect kidneys with food, which is where
Yeah.
that's your specialty now. So, are there any foods that we should be eating or should stop eating to protect our kidneys?
Okay, so I'll start off with the foods that we need to stay away from. So to prevent yourself from suffering from kidney disease, one, you need to be mindful of your salt intake. So salt or sodium is found in a lot of foods, most especially when it comes to the table salt. So there are some people who, when they are about to enjoy their meals and just have a taste of the soup, for example, they realize there's no salt, so they tend to pour in the table salt, the salt shaker into the food.
Not good.
That habit is not good.
One of our colleagues went to South Africa and she was complaining about the bluntness of their food, and she was just missing the salt.
So you only add salt to the meals whilst it's being prepared on fire.
Okay.
Right after that, when you're about to enjoy your meal or your dish, there's no point in adding salt to that.
Right.
And then there are certain foods that we do eat in Ghana here, like what we call the momone, fried fish, the kobe, the kakos. They are all high in salt. So we need to be mindful of that when you are consuming them. Try to consume them in minimal amounts. If you can do without them, fine. Because we know, they add some flavor to the food, all right. But I mean, it doesn't really provide any nutrients.
Dangerous flavor.
Dangerous flavor, and it causes a lot of harm to the kidneys. So if you can do away with them, that is fine. And then what we call the artificial seasoning, the bouillon cubes. I'm not going to mention brands. We all know
sodium
what they are.
glutamate kind of things.
Exactly.
Right.
So those ones too, we need to be mindful of that. Then also processed meat and what we call the organ meat. So the processed meats usually go through various stages. So they go through the stage of drying, then salting, then curing. So for example, the sausages as we have them, the bacon, the ham, and sometimes when we enjoy certain foods like the pizzas, the pepperonis and all those things, yes, they are high in fat. And then the organ meat has to do with the intestines, the yemadia, what we call yemadia in Ghana here.
The one that people ask for in the choba.
Yes. They are also very high in saturated fat. So
you are not going to be people's friends this morning, though.
I know.
But it's for a good cause. You are protecting them. Please.
So rather go in for your fish or go in for your lean meat instead of doing the
spare parts.
Organ, the spare parts. Yes. Then we also have the fast foods and then the instant meals. In Ghana here, they are not so common, but out there, we have those microwavable foods. You just have to put them.
It's in a packet. You tear the packet and pour.
And then you put it in the microwave for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then your food is ready.
They will land in Ghana.
And then
the
noodles. So in Ghana, I think that's what we have the noodles. Okay. I'm not going to mention brands.
Yes.
All those ones are also not very good for us. So rather go for home prepared or wholesome meals. Enjoy your banku, enjoy your kinky, enjoy your wachi and your teasets instead of eating, those ones.
Things, the noodles
and then the check.
Okay.
And all those ones.
Wow.
They are high. Yes.
Bachelors are not going to like you. Yeah. Choba people are going to hate you, but you're doing your work.
Yes.
Yeah.
All those ones, yes, are high in fat. Then the baked goods, and then so for example, the cookies, the cakes, the meat pies and all those things.
What can we eat? These are things that are fun, like what can we eat? The banku, it's a life full of banku, TZ, KK, wache.
It's about
the Ghanaian
health.
Foods, right?
Yes, the Ghanaian foods are wholesome and healthy. I think last 2 weeks we spoke about the nutritional benefits of our local Ghanaian dishes. So it's important that we stick to our roots and enjoy what we have here because they are healthy. They are wholesome. They provide you with a lot of goodness and nutrients. So we need to eat those ones. Now, what are the foods that you can eat to protect or prevent you from suffering from kidney disease? So they are grouped. It has to do with a balanced diet. There's no one particular food or that is a superfood. So you make sure that you enjoy a variety of foods. So we have the legumes. So beans falls under the legumes family. So beans is very good. It's very healthy it helps protect the kidneys. Even when you look at the shape of the beans,
actually looks like a kidney.
It looks like a kidney.
So God is telling us something, man.
So
Eat more of this stuff.
It has a lot of protein, a lot of iron, and then the B vitamins. So beans are very good for us. And then we have the peas. So the kidney beans, the black-eyed peas, or the normal white beans that we used to prepare wache, bambara beans, soya beans, and the rest.
All the beans?
All the beans.
All right.
The locust beans, what we call the dawadawa.
Okay.
So dawadawa as a spice is good.
Okay.
Yeah,
so beans are great.
Yeah, beans are great.
It's just the gas issues, man.
Yeah, so there's a way around that.
How do you degas the beans?
So you can soak the beans in water for some time. Then you realize that there are some bubbles that settles on the surface of the water.
That's the gas that's good.
So you pour out that water and then rinse it a couple of times before putting it on fire and cook.
And then degases it.
And then it degases it.
What a tip. Yeah. So Charlie, the guys who love beans, this is it, man. Fozia just dropped it. Try it and see. Let us know.
Then we have dark green leafy vegetables. So kuntumris, boko boko, guma, ayoyo, the cabbages, the lettuce, the cauliflowers. All those are also good for the kidneys. Then we have our proteins. So you can do the animal protein or the plant protein. But I would advise that we do more of the plant protein. So the animal proteins, we have our eggs. Eggs are good. We have our meat, but make sure that you go for the lean cut. That is the one without the fat. So when you go to the market and you want to get yourself some meat, you have the actual red meat, and then you have the one with you can see some white.
So white, that's the fat.
That's
fat.
Our enemy. So go for the lean cut, the actual red meat.
The red meat.
Yes. Okay. Then we have our poultry. So the chicken, and then the turkey. But with the chicken also, I would advise or urge people to do more of the healthy part of the chicken. So the chicken breast is very good.
Breast is good.
Yes. And with the chicken breast also, make sure you don't buy the one with the skin. You have them packaged with the skin taken.
So skinless breast.
Yes, skinless chicken. And then we have our fish, the fatty fish. So what we call salmon here is not salmon, that is mackerel.
Mackerel.
But even with that, be mindful, because out there in the market, some of our women tend to coat the fish with oil. Sometimes
fried like sparkling like that.
Yes,
so what they coat it with?
Coconut oil or palm kernel oil, just to give it that shiny look, so that when you are out there shopping for them or buying them, it attracts you. It looks very shiny. So if you can buy your own mackerel and come and grill it at home, it's fine.
So we should be careful when we see this.
Because sometimes
how can you just touch it and see? Or don't allow you to touch it too?
They won't allow you to touch it, but usually if you can't tell, it's best to go for the fresh fish and then come and grill your own thing at home.
Okay.
And you can also go in for the anchovies.
What is that Kitesco boys?
Yeah, those ones, yes, but not the fried ones, because Ghana here, where when you are frying, you only use the oil once. After frying, you don't have to keep using the oil for repeated uses.
Okay.
But in Ghana here, we tend to do a lot of economics.
Refrying.
So we do refrying, and when you do that, the first time you fry it, the oil reaches a smoking point, and at that point, it releases so many chemicals. So it's not safe for you to use that oil for your next frying. But I realize that women who sell the cocoa, so when it comes to the kose is good, but because of how it's being prepared in Ghana here, instead of doing you good, kelewele, the kose, the fried yams and the stuff, those things.
Wow. So ideally they should fry once, and
they discard
and then put another one.
Wow. You know the prices of oil in Ghana here, so most people too wouldn't want their monies to go waste. But I mean,
there's a lot of wahala in food.
So it's best to do more of boiling or grilling
Okay.
than to be doing frying.
Frying. So more
Yes.
boil, more grills,
Yeah.
less fry.
Then we do a lot of the vegetables and then the fruits. Most people, you realize, complain that because fruits are expensive, especially when it comes to the fruits, because they are expensive, they barely eat fruits. I've had lots of clients who tell you they only eat fruits when they are sick, or when you are questioning them, when was the last time you ate a fruit? Then it becomes a problem. They can't remember.
Ask me that question.
When was the last time you had a fruit?
This morning.
That's great.
Today, I decided I'll eat bananas and granuts for my breakfast and drink a lot of awake water.
That's
so that's
good.
exactly what I did before I came
Most
here.
people do not take the fruits. They rather tend to go for the soft drinks, the carbonated drinks. Those ones are not good.
Okay.
We know them.
Yes, we
I'm
know
not
them.
going
Fizzy
to
drinks.
Yeah, the fizzy drinks. Those ones are not healthy. You get it. And then it's also good that we drink a lot of water, keeping hydrated.
Okay.
Some people find it difficult to drink water. In a day, the minimum you can do is 2 liters of water. So that's just about 4 of these bottles.
Okay.
Or if it's the sachet water,
right.
4 of that.
Four of those, okay.
If you can do more than that, the better.
Minimum 4.
Yeah.
I've done 1 already, so I have 3 more to
You
go.
have 3 more to
Okay,
go.
all right.
So if you can do more, the better. But drinking a lot of water helps to flush out the toxins and keep the kidneys healthy.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. This has been a lot of good information on the biology of the kidney, what it does, what happens when it doesn't work too well. And then we've also looked at the food side of things, what not to eat. So you know them, the culprits, momoni, Kobe, Kako, all the salt brothers, put them aside. And more beans for you, more legumes. Beautiful information from Fawzia. And is there anything else you want to add to this conversation on kidney and
Okay,
diet?
so apart from talking at length on the diet, people need to also make sure that they achieve and maintain a healthy weight. So one of the risk factors for kidney disease has to do with obesity.
Okay.
Now, obesity is a disease clinically because it's as a result of excess accumulation of fats in the body. Now, how do you tell if you are obese? So then that's when the BMI thing comes in.
Yes.
That's the body mass index. So you check your weight, divide in kilograms, divided by the square of your height.
In
meters.
1 point whatever.
Yes, so if
Square
your
of
BMI is between 18.5 to 24.9, that means you are healthy or you have a normal weight. If your BMI is between 25 to 29.9, you are overweight.
Okay.
30 and above, you are obese.
Okay.
So if you check your BMI and realize that you are obese, then you need to engage in physical activity
Okay.
at least 3 times in a week, minimum 30 minutes.
All right. Thank you so much.
And then we need to do a lot of walking.
More walking.
Now, most of the organs in the body can be found under the feet.
Okay.
So walking more does the kidney a lot of good.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Great stuff. You've really given us a lot of good information here. And I just want to say thank you so much. But before you go, just a minute. The fasting begins
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
How should people deal with their diet as far as fasting is concerned?
So for the fasting, it's not advisable to eat a lot of food because you'll be fasting for some number of hours. It's not advisable to load your plate with so many foods at dawn.
At 4 a.m.?
Yes.
No huge meals at 4
No
a.m.?
huge meal. So you can do with the whole grains. You can do some oats. You can do some Tom Brown. Add your skimmed milk with your bread, with some fried egg or some vegetables, and do that. And when you break your fast,
Yes.
it's good that you drink in a lot of water. You don't rush right away to go in for heavy food. So start off with water, then some fruits. Then after some 30 minutes, you can now break your fast with eating heavy
So
food.
heavy food. All right. Well, thank you so much.
And if anyone wants to reach out to me, yes, they can do so on my social media handles. So for Instagram, it's Fawzia Beidu.
Forzia.
Forzia Beidu. And on Facebook, it's Fawzia Beidu Abdul Rahman. You can also reach out to me on 024-022-6211 if you need help with the diet plan. Or you can also visit me at my facility at Meridian Medical Center from Monday to Friday.
Wonderful. And happy Ramadan to you as well.
Thank
Assalamu
you.
alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Excellent. That's our delightful dietitian, Fawzia Beidu. Follow her and get all the information you need. not just with kidney disease, but other things to do with diet and nutrition. And for all of you who are beginning your fast tomorrow, may Allah be with you all as you go through this holy month of Ramadan. My name is Kafui Day. I've worn this smock so much. People have started to call me Nabila, which I like. So add that to my names. Robert Kafui Kofi Chachu Nabila Day. Reporting for duty. It's World Water Day. We'll take a break. We have sports. We have headlines. We have a keeping an eye on water filtration process. And then twins are going to talk to us about women in craft. The J's are going to be in the house. Stick around, don't go anywhere. This is GTV Breakfast. Questions on 055 556 1034. Still thinking about those buildings, man.